Hi there, welcome to the Morton Matchday programme.
Controlling it, firing it in! What a goal that is for Morton! Outstanding striking!
What have we in store for you this week? Ian Murray looks ahead to Capello under the lights and the game against Partick Thistle. Our pre-match player interview is with Cammy MacPherson, and we have a collection of great goals against the Jags. First up though, here's the gaffer.
Ian, it's obviously been a bit of a shorter turnaround this week with the game being on Friday night, but how have preparations been ahead of this one?
Yeah, they've been good, as normal. Refocus the players after the weekend's game. As you say that, a wee bit earlier this week for us to play is it's probably a good thing. It makes the week a bit shorter. Training a little bit less intense just because of the Friday night game.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at last week's game, it was obviously an unfortunate defeat. It was certainly a gritty performance from the boys, but you know, how have you seen the players react following that? Yeah,
they've reacted really well, as they always do. Footballers got on with their job effectively. I think the players last Saturday gave us absolutely everything they had in the tank, because we did ask players to play a position. We knew we were low in numbers, putting players in the game that we didn't really want to put in just because they hadn't trained enough, but our hand was forced a little bit.
Yeah, and looking at tomorrow night's game now against Partick Thistle, what do you expect from them?
Another tough game. Partick have had a great season. I think they'll be delighted with the way it's gone for themselves. They're still chasing St Johnstone down, and they'll keep believing right till the last minute that they can do it. So we have to make sure they come here tomorrow and make it really, really difficult for them. Try and nullify their good players, which they have a number of. So it's a really big test for us. But we want to show ourselves as well a bit more emphasis on our attacking play. We're getting ourselves into some really, really good areas at the moment, but then the final ball and the final execution is just not there.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to games against Partick Thistle this season as well, it certainly has been tight encounters, and I suppose tomorrow night's shaping up to be much the same.
Yeah, that's a league. You look at the results midweek and how it can all change. You look at the league from fourth place down to the bottom. You can throw a blanket over all of us. So really, really hard league, really tight league. I think tomorrow's game will be no different. We hope it's going to be a good spectacle for the supporters, but we know we need to play well to win the game.
And the last time out against Partick Thistle as well, up at Firhill, of course just after your appointment, you weren't in charge that day, but you managed to take it in. Is there anything that you can take from that performance?
Yeah, well, I thought, as I was watching it from the stands, but I seen a team, particularly in the first half, that could play football. That was for sure. Going 2-0 up at Firhill is not easy to do any time of the season, or regardless of form or what Thistle have in terms of their squad availability. So the players showed me that day that they can play, and they've done that again in games since then. But we need to tighten up a little bit at the back. We're losing a little bit. Sloppy goals at the moment. The two on Saturday were really, really sloppy in terms of the free kick that we gave away leading to the first goal. Second goal is a wee bit different. We've changed shape, try to chase the game a little bit. But we know we can play football. We know we can play well. We need to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, and the game, of course, live on BBC Scotland here under the lights as well. It always helps to add a bit of a different aspect to the occasion, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely does. It's a different feeling. I think it's the same for the supporters as well. Going to a Friday night game, we know it's live on BBC, so there's a bit of coverage for us there as well. And when you're on these sort of games, you want to show off. You want to show what you've got as an individual. You want to show what you've got as a collective. And tomorrow's no different.
And I know you did touch on it slightly, but of course 8 games to go now. We saw results midweek and how much the league can really change at this stage of the season. But I mean, when was the last time that you saw the league just this tight?
Yeah, I mean, goodness knows when. It was this tight, as I say, from fourth downwards. It's really, really tight. Everybody looking over their shoulder. And teams are picking up points, so we need to pick up points as well. We know that we're in a really, really tough position, but there's another few teams that are in the same position, so it's going to be a real ding-dong now, last 8 games, and as I say, we need to pick up points.
Of course, when the team is going through a bit of an injury phase just now, there's a couple of suspensions as well, but when you add that in and you look at preparation, what is your main focus in preparation for a game like this?
Well, it's on ourselves. We have to concentrate on ourselves. We don't know what the opposition are going to do. We can have a rough and vague idea looking back at previous games of theirs, but ultimately we don't know what they're doing. So we have to focus on ourselves. We've had to make sure we don't pick up any more injuries. That was really, really important, particularly going into the St Johnstone game, because it was getting to a point where any more of them were struggling to field the team. We've got a couple of bodies coming back in for tomorrow's game, which is great. So we'll get a team out that we think that could win us the game.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on that there, you say obviously a couple of boys coming back in, but how good does it see to see Chris Moore out there on the pitch last week, and of course Jackson Longridge coming back as well?
Yeah, well, Chris was thrown in. I spoke to Chris before on the Friday just to tell him my thoughts on it. It wasn't a game that we'd penciled him in for because we'd only trained a few days, but he went in and done very, very well, solid at the back, like I know he can be. And to get Jacko back in the squad as well is great. Probably a wee bit ahead of schedule from where we thought he was going to be. These two players, both of them, they're the ones that can drive others forward. So great to have them back.
Yeah, and I think it does go without saying, but how much does it help, especially at this stage of the season, that you do have players now starting to come back? Yeah,
we can look at it positive, negative way, whatever. The suspensions as well. We get them out the way now, so we go into the last seven or eight games, as you say, with nearly a clean bill of health and players that are available. So it has been a tough few weeks. There's no question. We can't hide away from that. A couple of bad results in there as well, but we have to move on really, really quickly.
Cammy, it's home action continues tomorrow night, Friday night here under the lights at Capel. How much are you and the boys looking forward to this one?
Aye, looking forward to it. Be a good game against a good side. Obviously it's on the TV as well, so obviously that helps a wee bit. But aye, looking forward to it. Hopefully the last 3 games we know haven't been good enough, so looking to turn that round. Yeah,
I suppose just maybe looking at the last couple of games as well, but maybe the St Johnstone game more in particular, having been the most recent. How would you reflect on that one?
Probably a tough one to take, because we were in the game, the full game, and then we get done with a set piece, and then it sort of flattens us a wee bit, and then they score another goal towards the end, which it was a hard one to take, because we felt we had moments in the game where we could have had created better chances, maybe got ourselves a goal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and how much did it say really about the belief in this squad as well, when I think we spoke about it after the game, that it was obviously a difficult squad selection for the gaffer with players being out, but how much did it say about the belief when it's maybe not a full strength squad out there, but had real chances to go ahead, especially?
I know, we always believe, especially in this league, everybody's in any game, we've got good players in this team, so we did believe going into the game that we could get 3 points, so that'll be no different tomorrow night. Obviously we've not got any strikers available at the moment, which is a bit of a tough one, but we'll still back ourselves to get 3 points.
Yeah, and again, and I suppose staying on that side of things, when you go through a bit of a rocky spell like we have been recently, how important is it that the boys really stick together and don't let the heads drop?
Oh no, 100%. We've said it from the start that in this league you can lose 3 games and you're right down the bottom of the table, but all it takes is 1, 2 or 3 games, you're right back up. So the belief's not went. We still believe that we can have a strong end to the season.
And looking at tomorrow night's game in a bit more detail, what are some of the main threats that you see Partick Thistle presenting for us tomorrow?
Well, they're a good team, the league position tells you that. They score goals, they've got good attacking players, so we'll be looking to nullify their attacking players, and then hopefully we've spotted their weaknesses and we can exploit them. And looking at the last game against Partick Thistle as well, just at the start of the year, it was obviously a game of 2 halves up there, but what lessons can be learnt from that one? Again, that you've went to a team that's towards the top of the league and you've started really well. I think it was 2-0 at half time, so just shows you if you're bang on it, then it's a winnable game. And how much do you hope that the crowd can really play up their part tomorrow? I mean, we see so often how much the games in front of the cameras, under the lights, can really make an impact. I'm sure the crowd will be right behind us. Obviously Friday night under the lights gives that a wee bit extra spice, so hopefully it'll be a good atmosphere and then we can put on a performance for them.
Our thanks there to the gaffer and of course Cammy MacPherson. Make sure you come along here on Friday night and get behind the boys for this crucial game against Partick Thistle. And of course we go out tonight with a collection of goals against the Jags. Before that, of course, there's a gentle reminder about a special announcement we made last week that you might have missed.